Guess what, guys? Guess what? It's the Odyssey, Book 2, Chapter 2, whatever you want to call it. Let me get my glasses this time around. Ooh, I'm glasses case. What's he gonna do? He's gonna put on his glasses. Ooh, they're not reading glasses. They're for far away stuff. I don't need these to read. But it makes me look smarter. Actually, in this lighting, actually makes me look very, very stupid. However, you have to make sacrifices for a reading of the series that I have. When Primal Dawn I'm reading Book 2, turn to page 19 if you have our book. When Primal Dawn spread on the eastern sky, her fingers of pink light, Odysseus' true son stood up, drew on his tunic and his mantle, slung on a sword belt and a new-edged sword, tied his smooth feet into good rawhide sandals, and left his room, a god's brilliance upon him. He found the criers with clarion voices, and told them to muster the unshorn Achaeans in full assembly. The call sang out, and the men were streaming in. And when they filled the assembly ground, he entered, spear in hand, with 2 quick hounds at heel. Athena lavished on him a sunlight graze that held the eye of the multitude. Old men made way for him as he took his father's chair. So Odysseus' true son, whoever that may be, it's probably Telemachus. He's like, he has his stuff, he has his sword, and he's coming up, people are moving out of the way. He's taking his dad's throne, He's gonna sit on it. Now, Lord Aegyptius, bent down in sage with years, opened the assembly. This man's son had served under the great Odysseus. Gone in the decked ships with him to the wild horse country of Troy. A spearman, Antiphos by name, the ravenous Cyclops, I think it's Cyclops, in the cave destroyed him last in his feast of men. 3 other sons the old man had. 1, Eurynomos, went with the suitors, 2 farmed for their father. But even so, the old man pined, remembering the absent one, and tear welled up as he spoke. So this is Hear me, Ithacans, hear what I have to say. No, this is horrible. Hear me, Ithacans, hear what I have to say. No meeting has been held here since our king, Odysseus, left port in the decked ships. Who finds occasion for assembly now? One of the young men? One of the older lot? Has he had word our fighters are returning? News to report if he got wind of it? Or is it something else touching the realm? The man has vigor, I should say. More power to him. Whatever he desires, may Zeus fulfill it. The old man's words delighted the son of Odysseus, who kept his chair no longer but stood up, eager to speak in the midst of all the men. The crier, Paesioner, master of debate, brought him the staff and placed it in his hand. Then the boy touched the old man's shoulder and said, "No need to wonder any more, sir. Who called this session? The distress is mine. As to our troops returning, I have no news. News to report if I got wind to it. Nor have I public business to propose. Only my need and the trouble of my house. the troubles. My distinguished father is lost, who ruled among you once, mild as a father, and there is now this greater evil still. My home and I have our My home and all I have are being ruined. Mother wants no suitors, but like a pack they came, sons of the best men here among them, lads with no stomach for introduction, to Icarios, with her father across the sea. He would require a wedding gift, and give her to someone who found favor in her eyes. No, these men spend their days around our house, killing our beeves and sheep and fatted goats, carousing, soaking up our good dark wine, not caring what they do. They squander everything. We have no strong Odysseus to defend us, and as to putting up a fight ourselves, we'd only show our incompetence in arms. Expel them, yes, if I had the power. The whole thing's out of hand, insufferable. My house is being plundered. Is this courtesy? Where is your indignation? Where's your shame? Think of the talk in the islands all around us, and fear the wrath of the gods, or they may turn and send you some devilry. Friends by Olympian Zeus and holy justice that holds men in assembly and sets them free. Make an end of this. Let me lament in peace my private loss, or did my father Odysseus ever do injury to the armed Achaeans? Is this your way of taking it out on me, giving free rein to these young men? I might better see my treasure and livestock taken over by you all. Then, if you fed on them, I'd have some remedy, and when we met in public in the town, I'd press my claim. You might make restitution. This way, you hurt me when my hands are tied. So this guy, this old man, he's like, hey, what's going on? You called me here. And then Telemachus is like, shut up. What's up with all these guys bothering me, Mom? I don't like them. They're taking my land. Let's get rid of them. Please, I'd rather you kill all my livestock. Like he's sick of it. He's sick of everything. And in hot anger, now he threw the staff to the ground, his eyes grown bright with tears. A wave of sympathy ran through the crowd, all hushed, and no one there had the audacity to answer harshly except Antinous, who said, what high and mighty talk, Telemachus? No holding you. You want to shame us and humiliate us, but you should know the suitors are not to blame. It is your own dear, incomparably cunning mother. For 3 years now, and it will soon be 4, she has been breaking the hearts of the Achaeans, holding out to hope to all, and sending promises to each man privately, but thinking otherwise. Here is an instance of her trickery. She had her great loom standing in the hall, and a fine warp of some vast fabric on it. We were attending her, and she said to us, young men, my suitors, my lord, is dead. Let me finish my weaving before I marry, or else in my thread will have been spun in vain. It is a shroud I weave for Lord Laertes, when cold death comes to lay him on his bier. The country wives would hold me in dishonor if he, with all his fortune, lay unshrouded. We have men's hearts. She touched them. We agreed. So every day she wove on the great loom, but every night by torchlight she unwove it. And so for 3 years she deceived the Achaeans. But when the seasons brought the 4th round, one of her maids who knew the secret told us. We found her unraveling the splendid shroud. She had to finish then, although she hated it. Now here's the suitor's answer. You and all the Achaeans, mark it well. Dismiss your mother from the house, or make her marry the man her father's names and she prefers. Does she intend to keep us dangling forever? She may rely too long on Athena's gifts, talent and handicraft, and a clever mind. So cunning, history cannot show the like among the ringleted ladies of Achaia, my keen with her coronet. Alcmene, Tyro, wits like Penelope's never were before. But this time, well, she made poor use of them. For here are the suitors eating up your property as long as she holds out. A plan some god put in her mind. She makes a name for herself, but you can feel the loss it means for you. Our own affairs can wait. We'll never go anywhere else until she takes an Achaean to her liking. So, what this is basically talking about is this guy's like, hold on, Penelope is the real traitor here. She's the one who's been deceiving all of us, flirting with us, telling us she's gonna weave something, put it around us, weave a big blanket, and put it around her suitor. And then once that's finished, then she'll be ready to marry. But she kept unraveling that. She kept undoing her work so she'd stall for as long as possible. And now they're mad because they felt deceived, and so they're saying, get rid of her or make her marry someone. And so basically they're big babies. They're big babies because Miss Penelope is like, ooh, I don't want you. And then they said that she was cunning and smart, but she was using it for the wrong thing. But clear-headed Telemachus replied, Atenus, can I banish against her will the mother who bore me and took care of me? My father is either dead or far away, but dearly I should pay for this. At Icarius's hands, if I ever sent her back, the powers of darkness would requite it too. My mother's parting curse would call hell's furies to punish me, along with the scorn of men. No, I can never give the word for this, but if your hearts are capable of shame, leave my great hall and take your dinner elsewhere. Consume your own stores. Turn and turn about. Use one another's houses. If you choose to slaughter one man's livestock and pay nothing, this is...
We're leaving.
All right.
What? Huggy.
Oh, fine.
Papa's outside already, but he said good luck today with the competition and have fun.
All right.
Love you.
Love you. Do you want to know what just happened? I read something wrong in the last one. What did I do last time? Did I just, like, read a random page? Like, later in the book? I guess it says the same thing. What the heck? What the heck is going on? Did I just mess up my entire reading last time? I swear to God, I read this part before.
Because my father left it for me, and he tried his best to leave it for me, and flew away on freaking winged boots.
Winged boots, yeah. Droop, droop, droop. This was near the end.
And to have him get rid of all the suitors so that Penelope doesn't have like a, and then he goes to sleep. don't know why they included that.
Maybe I'm just a big dummy. I'm just gonna keep reading. I'll cut this part out when I upload it. I'll maybe edit the other one to see if I just read a bunch of. If you choose to slaughter one man's livestock and pay nothing, this is rapine. And by the gods, the eternal gods, I beg Zeus, you shall get what you deserve. A slaughter here, and nothing paid for it. Now Zeus, who views the wide world, sent a sign to him, launching a pair of eagles from a mountain crest, and gliding flight down the soft blowing wind, wingtip to wingtip, quivering taut companions, till high above the assembly of many voices, they wheeled, their dense wings beating, and in havoc dropped on the heads of the crowd, a deathly omen, wielding their talons, tearing cheeks and throats, then veered away on the right hand through the city. Astonished, gaping after the birds, the men felt their hearts flood, foreboding things to come. And now they heard the old lord Halitherses, son of Master, keenest among the old at reading bird flight into accurate speech. In his anxiety for them, he rose and said, "Hear me, Ithacans, hear what I have to say, and may I hope to open the suitors' eyes to the black wave towering over them. Odysseus will not be absent from his family long. He is already near, carrying in him a bloody doom for all these men, and sorrow for many more on our high sea mark Ithaca. Let us think how to stop it." I'm switching voices, but I hope you're okay with that. Let us think how to stop it. The suitors dropped their suit. They had better without delay. I am old enough to know a sign when I see one, and I say all has come to pass for Odysseus, as I foretold when the Argives massed on Troy, and he, the great tactician, joined the rest. My forecast was that after 19 years, many blows weathered, all his shipmates lost, himself unrecognized by anyone, he would come home. I see this is all fulfilled. But Polybus's son, Telemachus, retorted, "Old man, go to the Omens for your children at home, and try to keep them out of your trouble. I am more fit to interpret this than you are. Bird life aplenty is found in the sunny air, not all of it significant. As for Odysseus, he has perished far from home. You should have perished with him. Then we'd be spared this nonsense in assembly. As good as telling Telemachus to rage on. Do you think you can gamble on a gift from him? Here's what I foretell, and it's quite certain. If you, with what you know of ancient lore, encourage bitterness in this young man, it means for him only the more frustration. He can do nothing whatever with two eagles. And as for you, old man, we'll fix a penalty that you will groan to pay. Before the whole assembly, I advise Telemachus to send his mother to her father's house. Let them arrange her wedding there and fix a portion suitable for a valued daughter. Until he does this, courtship is our business. Vexing though it may be, we fear no one, certainly not Telemachus with his talk. And we care nothing for your divining, uncle. Useless talk. You win more hatred by it. We'll share his meat. No thanks or fee to him, as long as she delays and maddens us. It is a long, long time we have been waiting in rivalry for this beauty. We could have gone elsewhere and find ourselves very decent wives." So basically what's happening, this old man, he's like, Zeus, send down some eagles, and this old man, he's like, "Oh my god, I can hear the eagle sounds. I know how to translate that." And he's like, "Oh, Odysseus is coming back. He's gonna come back. He's gonna kill all you." And this guy is like, "Shut up, old man. You don't know nothing. I'm more important than you are." Hey, he said, "Telemachus, screw you. Set up an arranged marriage. I could have gotten a good wife by now. Come on, Telemachus. Just give us Penelope. Just hand her over, man." But once again, clear-headed Telemachus replied to this. Eurymachus, and noble suitors all, I am finished with appeals and arguments. The gods know, and the Achaeans know these things. But give me a fast ship and a crew of 20 who will see me through a voyage, out and back. I'll go to sandy Pylos, then to Sparta, for news of father since he has sailed from Troy. Some traveler's tale, perhaps, or rumored fame issued from Zeus himself into the world. If he's alive and beating his way home, I might hold out for another weary year. But if they tell me that he's dead and gone, then I can come back to my own dear country and raise a mound for him and burn his gear with all the funeral honors that befit him and give my mother to another husband. That's literally what Athena just said. He just restated Athena's plan. Probably like they just copied and pasted the parchment. The boy sat down in silence. Next to stand was Mentor, comrade in arms of the Prince Odysseus. An old man now, Odysseus left him authority over his house and slaves, to guard them well. In his concern, he spoke to the assembly. Hear me, Athenians! Hear what I have to say! Let no man holding scepter as a king be thoughtful, mild, kindly, or virtuous. Let him be cruel and practice evil ways. It is so clear that no one here remembers now like a gentle father Odysseus ruled you. I find it less revolting that the suitors carry their malice into violent acts. At least they stake their lives when they go pillaging the house of Odysseus, their lives upon it. He will not come again. What stickens me is to see the whole community sitting still and never a voice or a hand raised against them. A mere handful compared with you. So basically he said, well, Odysseus was a good guy. I liked Odysseus. It was pretty alright, you know? And then he's like, oh, don't you remember? He was like a father. He was like a nice little guy. And I hate how the suitors are so violent. They're always angry and stuff. Screw the suitors. Screw you, suitors. Leocrides, Enor's son, replied to him, Mentor, what mischief are you raking up? Will this crowd risk the sword's edge over a dinner? Suppose Odysseus himself indeed came in and found the suitors at his table. He might be hot to drive them out. What then? Never would he enjoy his wife again, the wife who loves him well. He'd only bring down abject death on himself against those odds. Madness to talk of fighting in either case. Now let all present go about their business. Halitherses and Mentor will speed the traveler. They can help him. They were his father's friends. I rather think he will be sitting here a long time yet, waiting for news on Ithaca. That seafaring he spoke of is beyond him. So this guy's like shutting him down, you know. Shut up, man. Shut up, Mentor. What are you, stupid? What if Odysseus does come back? What then? What is he gonna do? Kick out all the suitors? He's gonna die, man. He's gonna freaking die from that. Screw you, Mentor. On this note, they were quick to end their parley. The assembly broke up, everyone went home, the suitors home to Odysseus' house again. But Telemachus walked down along the shore and washed his hands in the foam of the gray sea, then said his prayer. O God of yesterday, guest in our house, who told me to take ship on the hazy sea for news of my lost father, listen to me, be near me. The Achaeans only wait, or hope to hinder me. The damned insolent suitors most of all. Athena was nearby and came to him, putting on Mentor's figure and his tone, the warm voice in a lucid flight of words. So, he's praying. He's like, oh, please help me. What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? And she's like, I'm right here. Don't worry about it. Now she's gonna talk to him. You'll never be faint-hearted or a fool, Telemachus, if you have your father's spirit. He finished what he cared to say, and what he took in hand he brought to pass. The sea roots will yield their distances to his true son, Penelope's true son. I doubt another's luck will hold so far. The son is rare who measures with his father, and 1 in 1,000 is a better man. But you will have the sap in wit and prudence, for you get that from Odysseus. to give you a fair chance of winning through. So never mind the suitors and their ways. There is no judgment in them. Neither do they know anything of death and the black terror close upon them. Doomsday on them all. You need not linger over going to sea. I sailed beside your father in the old days. I'll find a ship for you and help you sail her. So go on home as if to join the suitors, but get provisions ready in the containers, wine in 2 handled jugs, and barley meal, the staying power of oarsmen, in skin bags watertight. I'll go the rounds and call a crew of volunteers together. Hundreds of ships are beached on sea-girt Ithaca. Let me choose the soundest, old or new. We'll rig her and take her out on the broad sea. So basically what's going on is Athena, she's giving him advice. She's saying, all right, yeah, you're a cool dude, you know. The suitors, they don't know anything. They don't know that they're gonna, like, die or whatever. Okay, I'll give you a ship. Make sure to bring some materials and then continue on your way. And so I don't understand exactly why there's so much dialogue in this book. But that's how this book is written, because Homer's a big dummy. This was the divine speech Telemachus heard from Athena, Zeus's daughter. He stayed no longer, but took his heartache home, and found the robust suitors there at work, skinning goats and roasting pigs in the courtyard. Odysseus came straight over, laughing at him, and took him by the hand with a bold greeting. High-handed Telemachus, control your temper. Come on, get over it. No more grim thoughts, but feast and drink with me, the way you used to. The Achaeans will attend to all you ask for. Ship, crew, and crossing to the holy land of Pylos, for the news about your father. Telemachus replied with no confusion. Antinous, I cannot see myself again taking a quiet dinner in this company. Isn't it enough that you could strip my house under my very nose when I was young? Now that I know, being grown, what others say, I understand it all, and my heart is full. I'll bring black doom upon you if I can, either in Pylos, if I go, or in this country. And I will go all the way if I only as someone's passenger. I have no ship, no oarsman, and it suits you that I have none. So Telemachus, he's angry at this guy. This guy's trying to say, come on, get over it. Come on, just have dinner with us. Telemachus is like, oh, I'm gonna kill you. You know, like as Telemachus would. Calmly, he drew his hand from Antinos's hand. At this, the suitors, while they dressed their meat, began to exchange loud, mocking talk about him. One young top lofty gallant set the tone. Well, think of that! Telemachus has a mind to murder us. He's going to lead avengers out of Pylos, or Sparta, maybe. Oh, he's wild to do it. Or else he'll try the fat land of Ephyra. He can get poison there and bring it home, doctor the wine jar, and dispatch us all. Oh my god. Sorry. Another took the cue. Well, now, who knows? He might be lost at sea, just like Odysseus, knocking around in a ship, far from his friends. What a lot of trouble that would give us, making the right division of his things. We'd keep his house as dowry for his mother and the man who marries her. So basically, these guys, they're making fun of Telemachus. They're like, think of that, what is he gonna do? Take the people of Sparta, come kill us? Well, maybe he's gonna get lost to sea. Let's just marry his mother and take his stuff. Ooh. Idiots. Screw the suitors. That was the drift of it. Telemachus went on through the storeroom of his father, a great vault where gold and bronze laid piled along with chests of clothes and fragrant oil, and there were jars of earthenware and rows and holding an old wine. Mellow, unmixed, and rare. Cool stood the jars against the wall, kept for whatever day Odysseus, worn by hardships, might come home. The double folding doors were tightly locked and guarded, night and day, by the serving woman, Euryclea, granddaughter of Pisenor, and all her duty vigilant and shrewd. Telemachus called her to the storeroom, saying, Nurse, get a few 2-handled traveling jugs filled up with wine, the second best, not that you keep for your unlucky lord and king, hoping he may have slipped away from death and may yet come again. Royal Odysseus, 12 12 amphorae will do. Seal them up tight, and pour out barley into leather bags. 20 bushels of barley meal, ground fine. Now keep this to yourself. Collect these things, and after dark, when mother has been retired and gone upstairs to bed, I'll come for them. I sail to sandy Pylos, then to Sparta, to see what news there is of father's voyage. So basically, he's saying, okay, just do what Athena said. Give me all that stuff. I'm going out. I don't need those suitors. Boom, land in Pylos, Sparta. Be all prepared. His loving nurse Euryclea gave a cry, and tears sprang to her eyes as she wailed softly. Dear child, whatever put this in your head? Why do you want to go so far in the world? And you are only darling. Lord Odysseus died in some strange place, far from his homeland. Think how, when you have turned your back, these men will plot to kill you and share all your things. Stay with your own, dear, do. Why should you suffer hardship and homelessness on the wild sea? So she's like, I don't want you to do this. Come on, man. You have so much to live for. They're going to take all your stuff, man. Screw the suitors. But seeing all clear, they've said the same thing like 15 times. But seeing all clear, Telemachus replied, Take heart, nurse. There's a god behind this plan, and you must swear to keep it from my mother until the 11th day or 12th, or till she misses me, or hears that I am gone. She must not tear her lovely skin lamenting. So the old woman vowed by all the gods, and vowed again to carry out his wishes. Then she filled up the amphorae with wine and sifted barley meal into leather bags. Telemachus rejoined the suitors. Meanwhile, the goddess with gray eyes had other business. Disguised as Telemachus, she roamed the town, taking each likely man aside and telling him, Meet us at nightfall at the ship. Indeed, she asked Noemen, Phronius' wealthy son, and lend her a fast ship, and he complied. Now, when at sundown shadows crossed the lanes, she dragged the cutter to the sea and launched it, fitted out with tough seagoing gear, and tied it up away at the harbor's edge. The crewmen gathered, sent there by the goddess. Then it occurred to the gray-eyed goddess Athena, showering a sweet drowsiness on the suitors, whom she had presently wandering in their wine. And soon, as they could hold their cups no longer, they straggled off to find their beds in towns, eyes heavy-lidded, laden down with sleep. Then to Telemachus, the gray-eyed goddess appeared again with mentor's form and voice, calling him out of the lofty empty hall. Telemachus, your crew of fighting men is ready at the oars and waiting for you. Come on, no point in holding up the sailing. And Pallas, Athena turned like the wind, running ahead of him. He followed her in her footsteps, down to the seaside, where they found the ship, and oarsmen with flowing hair at the water's edge. Telemachus, now strong in the magic, cried, Come with me, friends, and get our rations down. They are all packed at home, and my mother knows nothing. Only one maid was told. He turned and led the way, and they came after, carried and stowed all the well-trimmed ship, as the dear son of Odysseus commanded. Telemachus then stepped aboard. Athena took her position aft, and he sat by her. The two-stroke oars cast off the stern hawsers, and vaulted over the gunwales to their benches. Gray-eyed Athena stirred them a following wind, soughing from the northwest on the wine-dark sea. And as he felt the wind, Telemachus called to all hands to break out mast and sail. They pushed the fir mast high and stepped it firm amidships in the box, made fast the forestays, then hoisted up the white sail on its halyards until the wind caught, booming in the sail on either side as the ship got way upon her, holding her steady course. Now they made all secure in the fast black ship, and setting out the wine bowls all abrim, they made libations to the gods, the undying, the ever new, of most of all to the gray-eyed daughter of Zeus, and the prow sheared through the night into dawn. So basically what happened in this chapter, Telemachus is just complaining all the time. He's like, what? Screw you, suitors. Screw you. And the suitors is like, screw you, Telemachus. You don't know anything. It's a big argument. And then Athena comes up, gives him some advice, saying like, come on, go with plan, do this, get this stuff, and I'll have the ship set up for you. And then he's like, okay, he tells his maid, get all the stuff ready. The maid gets all the stuff ready, and then he sails off with Athena. Now, took very long to get through that much stuff, but I mean, like, it's not as bad as I thought. I think I'm enjoying it much more reading it out loud. I think it's like it's best read out loud. All right, that's it.